Hello, everyone, and welcome to this fine new episode of the Ubuntu Touch Q&A, episode 149, streamed live on September 14th, 2024. My name is Alfred, and joining me tonight is...
Happily. Welcome, everyone.
Look at you. You're looking fresh.
Fresh as... no, not fresh.
Very nice, very nice. So we've got another roundup of news this week, starting with the changes that have happened on GitLab over the course of the last 2 weeks. And let's start with teleports changes where added message and chat icons, unified QML components into a generic image. We also have some changes for device info where it is setting the chassis type so that depending on devices that require this change, it figures out, oh, this is actually a phone. This is running on a phone, supposed to be a phone. And we've also got some enablement changes for various things like the Dock Viewer app to make building use, making the build process use some other CMake variants there. We've also had a few changes to the Bluetooth audio coming into main or supposed to be noble in the future, where there have been changes to the Bluetooth module to Pulse Audio, and also adding support for dedicated HFP profile that has changed its name in Pulse Audio around version 15, if I got this correctly. There have been some other changes to the music app where it is, and also the gallery app where some metadata is added properly, and translations to system settings. Bluebinder had its dep helper compat level bumped to 13, and there's also providing a translation for the birthday calendar from Lemiri A Book 2 Cal SyncD into the calendar app. And also another change that has come up is the installation through Snaps, or the installation of Snapd does some changes to the system where in the past it would not make the authentication mechanisms of the terminal app and the file manager app show up. This is fixed in those respective applications now. And at least for the file manager had a new version released, and the terminal app is probably going to follow soon. And what else do we have here? There's also some Pulse Audio changes to the Vola X23, some change to, where was it again? libhybris, where it adds reference counting for the windowing system, so that when you unload, when an application unloads the EGL implementation, it keeps track of that properly now. And also very other highly technical things. This is very technical from this perspective, but for a reason, because this is very detailed information that we have here on GitLab anyhow. And it's very much in the process of getting better and better, especially for Noble come up or bring up right now. And yeah. There we go.
Some news about Noble, not good, because from what I heard, it seems that it won't be around this year, probably. Except if we have good surprises. But progress has been slow recently. And so, sadly, we probably won't be able to make it this year. But let's not keep our hopes down, and maybe things will come around. I don't know, but we know that many people just want this new version because it's exciting and all. And yeah, maybe to mitigate this sad news, I have some good news from a device that is requested by many. On the Fairphone 5, Mohammed made a lot of improvements recently. So yeah, thank you, Mohammed. Really great job. And so we hope it can land in the installer in a few days or weeks. But yeah, thank you again, Muhammad. Since he had the device, he has been on it. It seems all day and night.
Yeah, yeah, that was very great progress. Seeing that too, and yeah, I'm looking forward to give it a shot on my own Fairphone 5 sooner rather than later. And thanks again for that great work. So I think that is about it for news for the system. Let's jump over to the applications from the Open Store, shall we?
Oh, yes, let me put here.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so we have some fantastic new apps. We have a lot of new apps this time around. So the first one is there it is. It's a Snake DL demo. So I guess it's a Snake-like game. I'm not sure that, but it's in order to test the SDL technical feature with Ubuntu Touch. So thank you, JA06, to have made this application, and maybe we will see a lot of SDL games and other stuff. We have also the Show Desktop. That's from Matteo Salta.
Yeah.
And it's a simple app that lets you just show off your background image. So it masks the how it's called, the app drawer, in order to showcase the picture you have on your desktop.
Yes, that is because we, as many might have a little bit of a memory of from the past, we've had the discussions about having no home screen. And this is sort of like, okay, at least something that shows the background in case you only want to see the background.
Yeah.
So it's nice to have this. Thanks.
Yeah, we have also Handbot seller
Yeah.
accent modes. So Kugi made this app. This is not NSF for you,
Yes.
but it's not safe
Yes.
to use because it can break your. So that's a little warning, just to say that okay, it can modify your system, install some various hacks that QB came up with. So great app for people that wants to have more from their device than what is currently implemented in the system. So I think this one will be quite interesting for a lot of people, I guess. Another new app come from, I don't know this guy, Alfred.
Oh, look at that. Yes.
Yeah, it has been teased here for how many weeks and months?
Long enough. Long enough.
So yeah, Mimi Browser is now available in the Open Store. It's still an alpha release. And,
keep that in mind. Keep very important. Keep in mind this is a pre-release. This is very early, and it's nowhere near feature parity with Morph browser, but it is something, and it showcases that at least some web pages that don't work with Morph browser, at least they work with Mimi browser.
Yeah.
So yeah.
One of the limitations I have seen is, for example, you cannot access the camera and microphone. So
Yes.
sadly, it won't be able to do the communications uh, when Moth is not able to do it anymore.
Mm.
And one that is a bit tricky for me, because I don't like to type things on the phone because I have dumb fingers. It's you cannot copy paste URLs to
That is
browser.
true. That is true.
So yeah,
Yeah, it's still requiring a few integrations into WebKit directly, and making sure that the WebKit browser engine is properly integrated with Ubuntu Touch and Lamiri. So it's using Wayland, so it runs on Wayland directly. But due to that, we are missing on Ubuntu Touch 2004 at least, still, or as long as we're using Mir 1.x, we're gonna be missing the copy paste feature, pasteboard feature for now, and until that is solved, we won't have it. So many things need to change in WebKit in order to support those use cases, but it's a good start. And also with Noble, I'm hoping and looking forward to seeing WebKit being able to be compiled directly on an Intel machine for ARM64. Right now, it requires an ARM64 build machine to spit out a click package that can be also installed on an ARM64 Ubuntu Touch device. So for contributors, it's still requiring a few overcoming a few hurdles,
yeah,
but we'll get there.
great. That's a very great first stone. Um, One also great new application is this audiobook player available thanks to Stephen Eater. So yeah, now you can. I don't know what kind of audiobook is compatible with it, but at least you have some.
Mm.
So that's great. At least for MP3s. So yeah, many people requested this kind of app, and it wasn't available before, and now it is.
Mm.
So yeah, more people will be happy with that. Um, so what kind of? I don't see what kind of library you can access to. If it's only local things, I guess probably. But yeah, that's a very good thing. Thank you very much, Steven. And we have also this great app that I didn't try, so I don't know what it is. Thanks to Kubi, this is a surprise app. So it's a simple but powerful, also useless app. Uh,
It's
yeah,
like a Kinder Surprise egg.
yeah. So it's full of surprises. So and we know Kugi. Kugi is a great contributor, so you can trust that it's not a bad surprise, I guess.
Yeah.
Eureka. Eureka? Maybe, I
Yerika.
don't know. Yeah, but it's probably play on some words that I don't know or I can't figure out. Too smart for me. Thanks, Cookie. And last but not least, we have UT Translator, I guess. Yeah, it's a new app.
Yay.
I did my job properly this time. So an offline translator for Ubuntu Touch. I thought so from Leon. Thank you, Leon. And so yeah, okay, you can input language. So it's offline, I guess. Yeah, offline. So you probably can download new languages, I guess,
Mhm.
if it's not pre-installed or if it comes with everything.
No, it's probably way too small for shipping everything by default.
Yeah,
But
I guess
as
so.
far as I can tell, it you can download the models in the app and have them stored on the phone directly offline.
Uh, ah, so yeah, seems. Interface is very simple but efficient, so I like it. I like no nonsense
Yeah.
applications. So great. Thank you very much, Leon, for this new app that is really useful for many people who doesn't speak the language and they want to communicate with someone else
Yes.
or to wish a happy birthday in the original language of the people they know but can't. And we have also a lot of applications that have been updated. So Frogger Game remake has been updated. Thank you, John. And John also updated a lot of other applications. So yeah, I guess most of them came from Zenile and weren't present in for Focal at the moment, and now they are. So Frogger Game. We have also Snapzer that has been updated. We
Yes.
don't talk a lot about this app. Not really useful to install snaps on your mobile device.
You're
Uh,
crazy right now.
Radio Nova has been updated, so it's one that is updated quite frequently. That's great. Thank you for your continuous support. We have also Extras Lite that came from Focal, right? That came to Focal. So thank you again, John, for all these games that you updated. We have Kelek Vanilla, also from John. He was on fire.
Yes. Motivation.
uh, yeah,
That was motivation.
yeah, motivation. Yeah, he wanted to do it. Naimia also get updated. They frequently update the app, so that's great. Thank you for the continuous updates. So again, the John Cybership game, Interstellar Text Adventure. So the precedent game from John was also about what's something that allows you to play text adventures game.
Mm.
So quite a theme here. We had so the file manager, gallery app, and the music app that has been updated, as we said in the news.
Mm.
The project timesheet also have been updated. So Synconix Technologies also maintain this app quite regularly. So that's great to see that. Thank you very much. And the Bitcoin Lightning wallet. So thank you, Richard, for updating this app. I don't remember if it was already available in Focal before that, or if you just brought it to Focal. So a simple wallet for people that deals with crypto money. And that's it for today.
Look at that. That was a big
Yeah,
list.
it's a big one, big list.
There we go. All right. So with that, I would say let's go over to the sponsors. So thank you a lot to everyone sponsoring us, including Smooth, Voila, Pine64, OneStein, DigitalOcean, Netlify, Udo Community Association, Private Internet Access, Garner and Associates Consulting Inc., Tixia, GitLab, Cloudron, CodeLutin, and Gandhi.net. And we also have our list of patrons. And I think I should go ahead tonight, going through the list. If you don't want to beat me to it,
You can go.
you prefer going that route, I suppose.
I no, it's not a preference. I can do it if you want.
No, it's fine. We start with A. Thiel, Asmund Cowpang, Conspy, Daniel Franchak, Heather Ellsworth, JT, Kenneth Drew, Luigi 311, Marty McFly Jr., Mr. T 10001, Omegas, PK, Robin Hood, Rondarius, Spendierhose, Stephen Granger, Taffetson, Will Atwood, Linus Rune, Jose Angel Escura, Michael Kerner, and Enik. Thanks a lot to the patrons. And if you want to join us on, or if you want us to mispronounce your names on this fine show here as well, you can go over to ubiports.com/donate, and yeah, you will find all the information there on how to contribute financially to the project, to the foundation, and how to make things happen there. All right.
And because it's also sweater season now, you can also go to the merch shop at ubiports.com/shop or in /en/shop.
Yes.
So you can have yourself a good sweater for this early autumn or fall.
Mm,
So yeah, and it also helps us a bit less because we have to pay for the merchandise, but it's great, and you can also help back by showing off to your colleagues, friends, and family that Ubuntu Touch exists and we do stuff.
yes, exactly.
Maybe not that fast, but we do stuff, and it's good. And yeah, I've been daily driving my Pixel 3 now for more than 6 months, and yeah, I've been happy to go back to daily driving Ubuntu Touch. So
There we go. Very nice. Very nice. Okay, so let's go over to the questions. Let's start with the questions from the forum. We take those approximately a week before the show starts. People get notified on the forums if they're on the forum, of course, and they can ask the questions there. You want to take the first question, possibly?
yes, the first question is from Jean-Luc L, who says, "Hello friends, we had an exchange on the Ubiports UT app dev Telegram thread and about how to pass on development suggestions to developers and the interactions that users can have with these suggestions. And sorry for the off-topic nature of this." Then Jean-Luc states a lot of apps that he misses and would love to see on Ubuntu Touch. And he also says that he imagines that other users will be interested in these applications. And whatever the answer, he'd like to express his unwavering commitment to Ubuntu Touch. Thank you for that. And wish it a long, long life. So thank you again. I will not go through the list of applications you suggested, but as an answer, yeah, it has already been discussed a bit in the Telegram chat. And yeah, some people say that it was a good idea, that we can have some kind of forum to put a suggestion and try to maybe vote on them and try to I don't know, like poke interest into developers because they say, okay, this one is really popular. I like to tackle it also, and I can do it. Let's go. But some also expressed some concerns about this kind of thing. Legitimate concerns, I would say. But I'm in the camp personally of wanting something, a way to maybe not list everything and say, okay, I want to have WhatsApp and so on. But a way to say, okay, am I the only one to want this application? And what would be maybe what is required to bring it to Ubuntu Touch? And so if we have some feedback from developers, senior developers, expert on their domain, who says, okay, it's really difficult because this, and this, mirror is not compatible, we have problem with Wayland and stuff, or with the Helium stack or whatever reason. That would be quite interesting, in my opinion, to have some kind of registry where you can say, okay, this has been asked thousands of times and it's not realistically possible.
Yes.
Everything is possible because it's software, but realistically not possible. We struggle to keep up with the LTS from Ubuntu, so realistically we cannot ask developers to invest an enormous amount of time in a specific app, even if there is a lot of demand.
Yeah.
And
Also adding to that, asking developers to write something that people have requested is hard to pull off because those developers might have other opinions about how they spent their time, especially if they're volunteers, especially if they're doing this in their spare time, and getting those people to recognize that developers might not have an incentive out of nowhere, because having a wish list is okay if you just want to have a wish list, but someone needs to do it. And getting those developers to actually put the effort into developing the apps is harder to pull off than just making a wish list and hoping that someone jumps on it. So yeah, it's a double-edged sword, so to say, but it's worth a shot. So yeah.
yeah, that's also my opinion, and I didn't express this opinion earlier because I wanted to come up with some kind of idea that was a bit more mature.
Mm.
But at the moment, what I envision is to have some kind of dating app. Uh, Say you have a project, you want to match a developer, and if other people want the same app, they can pitch in and say, okay, I'm willing to throw maybe €100 or €200 to get this app. Yeah, me also, I'm interested in this app, but I can also only put €5 in the pot.
Mm.
And at some point, maybe some developers will say, okay, there's a lot of money in this pot, and maybe I can do it. And so if they deliver, they can have the money. So, but the problem is that often it's a collaborative effort. We do not have only one developer that do the job. It's many developers doing part of the job, or at least allowing it, because yeah, it's important also enablers. And one enablers that would be very, 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 very exciting to me would be to have a proper background service feature on Ubuntu
Yes.
Touch.
Yes.
With this, a lot of great app can come up, but we need someone to make the effort and to do it properly, and that's very, very difficult. So
I know.
then having an app to take advantage of this would be quite easy in comparison.
Yeah, doing the background service thing. I know I've been talking about this for years. I really would like to do this, but time doesn't permit it at the moment. So it requires more than just one person doing it, and so it's a very honest call out there to all of you listening in, watching this, that we need more developers helping us, and we also need more developers for apps. So there we go.
Yeah, I guess that's it. So thank you, Jean-Luc, for the question. It's not off topic at all. It's quite in the topic. It's something that is frequently discussed in the forum or in the chat. So in a matter or another manner. But yeah, it's right on top. Second question is also from Jean-Luc. Another question I have concerns the forthcoming FOSDEM in Brussels. Where can I volunteer to give the UbiProf team a hand at this event? Sadly, Jean-Luc, we were bad people at FOSDEM this year. And we received a notice from FirstM to not apply to expose there in 2025 or 2026. Yeah, so sadly, we will not be officially present at FirstM. Of course, volunteers can go there and they can wear their sweaters and
Represent.
so you can spread the word, or even if you have a presentation, I think maybe you can apply to make a presentation of Ubuntu Touch, but not UB ports as a foundation. It's not welcome. Sorry.
All right, there's another question, the last one from Jean-Luc, and that is, and finally, how can we encourage Sander and Felix to continue their series of videos on YouTube or elsewhere to get the ball rolling on developing applications for Ubuntu Touch? How can we encourage them? Money? Fame? Power? I don't know.
Pom pom girl, go Sander, go Felix.
Yes. Maybe send him some sweets, some chocolate. I don't know. Do it.
Yeah.
Don't do it for the money. Do it for the chocolate.
Yeah, many, everyone here volunteers. So yeah, you should ask them directly because at the moment we do not have any way to reward or incentivize anyone of us. So yeah, basically it's just if you want to pitch in and do your best to the foundation, then you can. Or if it's not with the foundation, you can do it on the project as well. It's no problem.
There we go. Okay, another question. The last one from the forum, and that is from Ijutica or Iljutica, something like that. I don't know if it's an L or an I. I can't tell from here. I follow your channel through Odyssey, and I see that the posting of new videos has stopped there. Why are there are no new episodes after Q&A 144? Why? I don't know. Do you have an answer?
I have an answer, but not the answer. I don't know who maintains presence on Odyssey, but I will ask around and see if we can reach this person and ask why, or if they have trouble, then maybe try to find someone to replace them. So yeah, at the moment, it's not something that I know about. I didn't even know what Odyssey was before your question. So, but thank you for the suggestion. We will see that because I think you're probably not the only one.
There's a nice question from live chat here, and that is from Conspy. What about the video series for porting to a new device? Well, it's been a very long time since the first video about how to port Ubuntu Touch to the Fairphone 2, it was back then, when that was released on YouTube or live streamed on YouTube. It's been a very long time. Maybe we could do something like that, but the thing is with porting, every device is so it's as generic as possible, but then again, some devices are so special that generic answers don't usually fit there. Most generic things nowadays are in the Halium system image, and the porting guide is still not up. It's matured, but then again, Halium moved faster than keeping up with the documentation. So the documentation is out of date almost again, and it's not necessarily reflecting the reality that Halium 13, for example, is living in. So porting over Ubuntu Touch to a new device might still require some non-generic work there specific to each specific device. Especially when it comes to kernels, especially when it comes to even though the generic kernel approach, we do have some rough edges smoothed out now. And if I'm not, yeah, the Fairphone 5, for example, is also one of those GKI devices, and it, for example, required some changes to have snaps working properly, like this device C group V2 support, so that snaps actually detect the devices in the device properly. But there is still some things that need to be considered, and of course, if someone wants to do it, I can see myself doing something like that, but I wouldn't do it alone. I would like to. I mean, I'm open to suggestions. If anybody wants to jump in and join, we could do something. I'd say maybe, potentially.
Yeah, if you still have the faith and motivation.
Yes, yes. So, well, I do have a few cool devices here that, should I mention it? Should I mention it?
You tell me. I know it's a long time you wanted to play with smartwatches.
Yes, yes. And I do have, let's boot it up real quick. It's the Google Pixel Watch. I've seen on Telegram that someone noticed a GitHub issue that I opened. And I think it was Fuse Team, if I remember correctly. And this device, is actually the Pixel Watch 2. I'm not going to say that this is going to be an official thing anytime soon. I'm saying that I want to play with this in my own spare time when I find the time to do it. And I'm not promising anything right here. But as you can see, booting up Ubuntu Touch right now. Which makes very little sense on a smartwatch as it is, but it's got a lot of potential. And it's also got the smartwatch, like, for example, the potential to have, I don't know, a Lumiri UI that would work on a smartwatch, but it needs more people to work on it. I'm not gonna do this all by myself. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's not that I'm lazy. You know that I'm not lazy, but I don't want to do this all by myself. So, but yeah, there we go. There we have Lumiri on a smartwatch.
Oh, that's surreal. Probably not really useful as it is, but
No,
yeah,
especially since it's a rounded
influence.
screen. Since it's a rounded
Yeah,
screen, you can't reach many of the parts here. So that is that. But it's got a lot of potential. And even though it's just got 2 gigs of RAM in there and low power CPU and GPU combination, it's still cool.
just 2 gigs of RAM. Do you realize what you're saying?
Just on a watch, especially, right?
Yeah, on a watch.
On a watch. Well, there we go.
Yeah. So yeah, it will require to be really useful, a really huge amount of work to redo all the desktop environments, basically, just to adapt to square or round watches and to very small screens that you have to, yeah, basically have like 3-4 fingers wide on. It's yeah, it's crazy, but yeah.
Yeah, and also the apps would require some special tooling to actually make it look very much feasible on a smartwatch. Because Lumiri UI Toolkit is convergent, but there might be some changes required to apps so that the apps would be optimized for those kinds of environments. And I can see some changes to Lumiri UI Toolkit, maybe some extra components, maybe something that is also special to a smartwatch use case, but I'm not promising anything right here, right now. I'm just saying there is potential, it works, and it can be done. It just needs more than just one person working on it. So, yeah.
Yeah. And you know what popped in mind immediately is the keyboard.
Yeah. Well,
Keyboard famously is not really good on Ubuntu
no,
Touch.
no.
And working on a watch, it could be something that triggers this interest in redoing something that works. Basically, it works, but it's not
Possibly.
great.
Possibly.
So, yeah. Well, if there are also crazy people like you willing to join you in this effort of tinkering with a smartwatch, feel free. I love it. And
Yes.
I'm not the only one. Yeah, people are crazy in the chat.
Yes. That's cool. That's cool to see. That
Yeah,
makes me
you've
happy.
got echo reaction.
There we go.
Also comes by.
Yeah, that was something about UT on a smartwatch. That was me. I was putting. I was actually following the guides and the experiments and the resulting experience that someone else gained on and put on GitHub. I was following that as a starting point, and just to make sure that it could be put on Ubuntu Touch with on a smartwatch. I figured, hey, let's give it a shot, and I after a few days I got it to work with. It's also actually Halium 13, so it's using Halium 13. It's the first device on GitLab that has been created for Halium 13, specifically in the community report section. So the sources are up. You can fetch them and you can build them yourself. And if you choose to do so, remember that this is an ARM HF, so ARM 32-bit device, and it's got this weird mixture of figuring out it's a 64-bit kernel, if I remember correctly, but the user space parts are 32-bit. So it's a weird combination, but it works. And considering that you can, keeping in mind that you can modify the build scripts from the Halium generic build tools repository, if you tell it to fetch the 32-bit rootfs, then it should just spit out an image that could be booted. So that's that.
Good. Well, I guess there's no other question in the chat.
All right. If you can come up with something within the next few seconds, then we might be able to take it. I might do some meditation in the meantime, a short-term meditation of 10 seconds. Okay, that was cheating. I was counting in my head. That's not much of meditation. There we go.
Yeah, we have the last question from Conspy.
Okay. Is there a way to change the default browser? No, not yet. But it's been talked about, and people, like months or even years ago, people would like to see this happening, especially now that we have actually 2 additional browsers in the OpenStore, Sepid and a Mimi browser. It makes sense to have something like this in the software, but helping hands, please. We need more developers doing that. So it might not be as hard as people might think, but it certainly needs someone doing the change, creating the change and proposing it on GitLab. So it's not gonna be just there for free without anybody doing it. So there we go.
Yeah, and also changing the default browser is not the same as changing also the default how to call it web app background thing. So yeah, web app will still use more browser as a or Qt web engine as a as a web
Yes.
engine to display things. So yeah, it won't solve everything, and it won't be the best experience you may have. But yeah.
Okay, there's another question which I would like to pick.
Mhm.
How do you pick which devices to support? Like that. What do you have nearby? That's probably the device that you want to support.
Yeah, and maybe I don't know if it's online yet or not, but the new website is still in progress, I guess. I don't think it's online yet. And the supported device, it's not clear in the current version how we have them and the different things. Um, so we have people well integrated with the foundation that contributes a lot and are still present. And we have also sponsors like Voa that make sponsored devices. So for the Vola devices, it will be somehow a different category, like maybe also the Pine phones.
Mm,
So those are specifically made with collaboration with those sponsors, and so they have a special category, and it's important for the foundation as an entity to support them. And then we have the trusted contributors like Alfred, who do a lot of work um, and continue maintaining devices and sometimes very old devices.
mm,
And so those are really trusted. And then we have people that came and say, yeah, it's quite interesting. I have this device in my hand. I want to tackle it. They manage to make a port and then they disappear and not maintain them, or they maintain them for themselves. And they do not bring all the functionality. They do not bring maybe like I don't know, fingerprint sensors because they don't use it and they don't care to bring it to this stage. So yeah, it depends on the people and their investment. And in the next version of the website, we want to reflect that to make it more clear for people to understand that yeah, the foundation is not saying that okay, Alfred, you will work on the Pixel 3a, you have 3 months, and then you deliver and we will pay you. It's not like that. It's more like we trust Alfred. We know that he works a lot and that he puts a lot of himself in support. And you have this mad thing in your head that push you to make it feature complete. And
yeah.
so that's yeah, that's why we say okay, we are confident in your work, and so we push and we say okay, this one is really nice. You should use it. So in this case, we have Fairphone also that are no sponsors also, not at the same level as Vola, I would say.
Yes.
I don't want to say something stupid, but yeah. So the Fairphone, because of their ethos also, we want to bring them. So it's nice to have Fairphone 4, Fairphone 5 soonish, I hope. Yeah, to a stage where it's feature complete. So yeah, we try to motivate people to go this route. But yeah, and those devices are expensive, so it's not every developer that can have them. So if one kind of device is really important for the foundation can help and send funds to developers. Developers we trust, like Mohamed. Mohamed, we sent the Fairphone files. It took a long time for it to reach him, but when it did, now Mohamed made incredible work. So great.
I agree. I agree. Yeah, I think that was about it for this week's episode. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's fine for me. Thank
Yes.
you, everyone, for joining us, and we will see you soon. I guess.
Yes. Bye.
Sorry, Christopher. We will take your question maybe another time, but I
Yes.
will, quickly maybe. What's your view on making a FAQ? Yeah, we have a FAQ, but it's not that present.
Yes.
So yeah, we have moderators that reroute people to the FAQ.
Yes. All right. Thanks
Bye,
again.
everyone.
Bye,
Have a good
everyone.
night.